Welcome back to the channel, guys. This trip is through the Keys and the Everglades. Key West Airport is pretty small. There's only 2 baggage carousels, and right behind it is a car rental counter. The rental here had all tinted windows, which was a first for us, and literally the beach is right across the street from the airport, which is pretty cool. After just about a 10-minute drive, you're in the downtown area of Key West. I think bicycles, golf carts, and scooters were the main way to get around for tourists, as we saw many of them. What do you do in the Keys? You head straight to the water. So after we left the airport and drove through downtown Key West, we headed straight to the marina to get on a boat to go snorkeling. We hopped on the Seabago catamaran and sailboat, and they take you about, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes out into the ocean. Then they drop you off and they give you snorkeling gear. You can snorkel for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then they pick you up and then you go back to the dock. It was a fun time, the crew was amazing, and after you're done snorkeling, they give you complimentary beer and wine on your way back to the dock. After the boat ride, we went back to downtown Key West. We walked through a couple of the stores and shops and even this really cool bakery that I'm showing you here. Then we packed our stuff and we got on the road because we were going to head north. We got up the next morning. We headed to Miami-Dade Zoological Park and Gardens, also known as Zoo Miami. This is the largest zoo in Florida. It has over 4 miles of walking area. Zoo Miami is the only tropical zoo in the continental United States. It houses over 3,000 animals on over 750 acres. Naturally, there are plenty of outdoor exhibits, but then there's also a couple of indoor exhibits that give you a break from the heat. One of the main reasons we wanted to visit this zoo is to see the harpy eagle, one of the most aggressive birds of prey. They can pick up to 60 pounds, and this zoo had one in captivity, and we definitely wanted to see it. The zoo is divided into different areas of the country and the world and the animals that reside in those areas, so we definitely wanted to walk through and see everything that they had to offer, and it was wonderful. After seeing all these awesome animals in person, we decided to go see Jurassic Park Dominion and check out some on screen. This Regal cinema was absolutely huge. As we were walking to our movies, it felt like the hall went down for a mile. I'd give this movie a 7 out of 10. If you've seen the previous Jurassic Park movies, I would definitely say that this movie ties them all together. The next day, we were back on the road again for a trip over to the Florida Everglades. The Everglades are a grassy, slow-moving river. They're made up of coastal mangroves, sawgrass marshes, and flat pines, and homes to hundreds of animals. Some of the animals that you can see are the leatherback turtle, Florida panther, West Indian marine, and of course the alligator. After the airboat ride, we went to the alligator and crocodile exhibit and show. We learned a few things, but one thing I definitely did take away from this is the handler said he would turn his back on an alligator, but absolutely never a crocodile. Then we jumped back on the road and headed down to the Keys to John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park. This is a 2.5-hour tour on a 65-foot glass-bottom boat. It takes you about 6 miles out into the ocean and to the reef. It takes about 25 minutes to get out to the reef, and once we did get to the reef, the viewing area, we were able to see a nurse shark, eels, as well as stingrays. As you can see, the water was crystal clear. We saw abundance of fish and different corals, and if you're in the area and you decide that you want to take a tour, this one's definitely worth it. Now we're at the USCGC Ingham Maritime Museum. This is one of only 2 preserved Treasury-class United States Coast Guard cutters. This is a 327-foot museum ship from World War II in Vietnam. The Ingham served our country from 1936 to 1988, and in 1985 was the most decorated ship in United States service, as noted in a letter from President Ronald Reagan in the exhibit room. Alright, last stop before we left was Key West First Legal Rum Distillery. It's a 4.7 rating on Google, and for good reason. There's complimentary rum tasting, and let me tell you, the old fashioned that I had here was the best one that I've ever had. Just like that, another trip is over. If you're still here, I want to say thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See ya!